Hey guys, what's up? It's Jacklos here, and we're doing another tutorial on our series of how to make a video game. Today we're going to do drops, ammo drops and stuff like that. For when you kill people, they'll drop ammo for your guns and so forth. Right now we just have 2 guns in the game right now, just the basic, and then you can get ammo for 1 more. So we're just going to write a basic script for the enemy to randomly drop these these packages. And then we're going to write a script for the packages to pick what ammo it's going to be and how much. And then later on, when we add more guns, we can expand on that. So say you have so many points, or after a round, maybe you can buy certain guns type of thing and buy upgrades. You can the drop packages will then be able to drop those ammos instead of other ammos, and so forth. But right now we're just going to have work on the dropping and drop box to give you just the ammo that you have right now. So let's get started. Let's first just add a cube, because this is going to be the cube that we drop, and I'll center it out and move it to the side so we can kind of get a picture of this. It looks like this is going to be a little too big. If we go in the game view and we go ahead and play it, that's pretty big. So let's go ahead and scale it down to, say, 0.5 will probably work. 0.25. So now if we go ahead and play this, you can see that's a pretty good drop size. You can go over here and you'll be able to run it over. So we have our cube. We'll just call this drop package. And we'll go ahead and, in the box collider, we're going to turn it into a trigger. And what that does is we won't be able to collide in it, but if we run into it, it'll still detect that. And then we can just leave all the mesh renders and stuff like that. We'll go ahead and just drag this in here, make it a prefab. And then we're going to create a script called drop package. Simple enough. And we'll go ahead and drag that to the prefab. Go ahead and open that up. And now, on our start, we wanted to decide how much ammo and what else. So we're going to declare a variable ammo and what kind, but we only have one kind, so that's going to be that. So I think that's all we need right now. So we can get rid of the update, because we're not going to have anything updating in this, but we will have our ammo. So on start, our ammo is going to equal math f dot range, and it's going to be between, it's a pretty fast firing gun, so let's just do 50 and say 150. So pretty big range. So we got that going. Now we're going to make a new function, and this is a different function than start or update. It's going to be called function on trigger enter. And what this is going to do is when something enters the trigger, which is the collider, this function will call. So we'll call other. We'll make a thing called other, and it'll be a collider. So this is just a variable called other, and it's going to be collider. So whatever collides in it will be put in this variable. So next we're going to do if the other, if its name, transform.name is going to equal player. So if the player runs into it, we're going to make a function, because we're going to add to this function. I don't want all this cluttered and on trigger, so we'll just call drop. We'll just call it drop. So we'll make the function drop, and in this it's going to add to the ammo of the player. So as you can see right here, it's not math, my bad, it's random. As you can see in this player move, we have our ammo right here. So we can just go like this, and in this drop, we're gonna pass along our other.transform. And in here, we're just gonna do player transform. So we're just passing along the transform information to this function. So now we're gonna go player.transform.getComponent player move. Make sure the spelling is right. Yep, player move. and then we're going to do ammo, which I believe it's a capital M, or capital A, my bad. And we're going to pass it along to the #1 gun, which is the only gun that we have separate of the other one. Alright? And we're just going to add plus equals ammo. And we're also going to destroy the drop. Excuse me. Alright. So now if we go ahead and play this, we can see I'm shooting. Now if I run into this, you can see now I have 70 ammo. So I can hit the space button and change it. And lay waste to these guys. Pretty cool? Alright, so now, and we got our gun changing, so we can change to this or the automatic. Now we want it to randomly drop. So let's do that, and that'll be in the health script. So, as you can see, it's going to instantiate a text. We also want it to instantiate a drop. So we can just go ahead and copy all of this information, replace the text prefab with a drop prefab, and transform position is going to be what we want, but we're also going to change the drop.transform.position.y, and we want that to be equal to 0.25, so it's offset and it's at the right height because it's gravity's not applied to it, so we're going to set the height to that. We're going to declare our drop prefab, and that should be all we have to do. So we can click our enemy and drag in our drop prefab. So now if I go ahead and play this, every time you kill someone, you get ammo. Yay! So that kind of works out, right? No, we don't want you just have like unlimited ammo. Now I'm moving really slow, I feel. Why am I feel like I'm moving slow. Maybe, I don't, why do I feel like I'm moving slow? I don't know, I don't like 3. I'm gonna put it up to 5. I feel like I was moving slow for some reason, even though I don't think I was. Alright, so we don't want it to drop every single time. So we can just go ahead and delete this. So if we go into our health, and we're going to replace this drop, we're going to put an if statement in front of it. And so we're going to go if random dot value. So what value is going to do is pick a number between 0 and 1 is greater than 0.9, then it'll drop. So pretty much what this is saying, it's got a 10% chance of dropping, which might be high, might be low. We're actually going to, let's just put a drop rate variable in here. So, there we go. So now when we go ahead and play this, it should drop 10% of the time. So hopefully we'll get one here. Killed over 10 people, so it should have dropped. There we go. Oh, now we're getting lucky. Alright, so now we got some ammo for our other gun, and we can mow them down. Alright, let's quickly just make a little display to know what gun you're on and how much ammo you have. So in our on GUI, we're just gonna make another one, and for right now we'll just put it right to the right of the score. So we'll just put the X1, and then we're gonna go gun, replace score with current gun, make another one, and we're also gonna change this width to say like 50 because it doesn't need to be as big, and make sure we move this over to 150, and we'll change this to ammo, and it'll be ammo of the current gun. We're going to go if current gun is greater than 0, else we're going to put ammo infinity, right? Because if you're on the first gun, you'll have infinite ammo. So there we go. So now we have infinity, and let's see if we can quickly. Very inconvenient time to have my screen recorder turn off because I switched. But now I can switch my ammo, and I can see my ammo up there, which is cool. And what gun? I can switch between those two. All right. What should we do next? Let's make a little health bar for our guy, huh? That'll be nice to see, right? A little health bar. Alright, so let's get this floating health bar over it. And how we are going to do this is we're going to have two planes. We're going to have a plane in the background, which is going to be red. We're going to have a plane in the front ground. It's going to be green. Okay, so let's go ahead and add these two planes in. We will zero them out, kind of. We'll make it be floating above the player. Make this 0. And we'll call this red, or health red. And this one will be our size, our starting size. So let's scale that down to like 0.2. This down to like this doesn't really matter, 0.1. And this one will be, say, 0.1 or 5. Trying to think how big this is going to be. That's not horrible, but let's play around with it a little bit more. 0.02, 3, I like that. 0.15. Alright, 0.15 and 0.03, so 0.15, 0.03, looks like it'll work just fine. So this is going to be our red bar, and we're going to put it a little bit in front of the camera, or of the player, and we're just going to go ahead and attach that to the player. And if you remember, this player doesn't rotate, so we won't have a problem with rotating issues, which would be nice. In our materials, we're going to go ahead and create 2 new materials. We'll call this one green, because we already have a red material. So we'll go ahead and attach the red to it. We're going to duplicate this red. Get rid of the mesh gliders, we don't need them. And this is going to be called green. And we will raise it up just a little bit. So like 0.11, oh, that's too much. Like 0.1, I'm talking a tiny little bit. And we'll make that green. Alright, so let's go ahead and make that color green. Nice bright green. And now what we're going to do is we're going to scale this down as we do it. And how we're going to do that is we're going to go ahead and throw an empty in here. Attach it to there. 0, 0, 0. And we can take that out of there. And this will be a health bar. And we want it right there. So 0.75. And we'll go ahead and parent our green bar to the health bar. So now, when we shrink along the x-axis, you can see that it scales down, which is pretty cool. Alright. We can go ahead and now, in our health script, health script, I have that open already. Open anyways. We will have 2 more variables called health bar, which is going to be a transform, and we'll also have back bar, which is going to be the red part, and that's simply just because we want to make it look at it. And then in this update, we're going to make an if statement. If, actually, we could probably put it right here, couldn't we? If we aren't player, if we are player, right here. If we are the player, no, we don't want it in there. If player, we want to make the health bar equal camera we will call this main camera. This is going to be a variable that we're going to declare. Transform rotation. Alright, and we want health bar dot transform dot rotation to equal the camera rotation, so that way it's looking at each other. And this is going to be back bar. Alright, so we need to declare our M camera, get transform, and we can just easily drag that and drop. We don't need a fine script for that. And what else do we need? We need the health bar to have the same amount of health you have. So as you notice, whenever I scale down the X of the health bar, it shrunk. So we can just do health bar dot transform dot local scale dot X equals health divided by total health. Alright, so now if we go up here and in our health, we're just going to make a total health, which equals 10.0. And now we go ahead and load this up. We can drop in our health bar, our back bar, our camera, and everything should be good then. So if we go ahead and play this, that's not good. I think we just have a little bit of yep, it's just facing the wrong way. That's not a problem, is it? What can we do? We can just do this. So inside here, we're gonna make another. Oh my god, my voice is cracking really bad today. Oh my god. Alright, so health bar. And we're just going to put that exactly where our health bar red is. And then we're just going to drag it back out and go ahead and zoom in on this. And then we're going to make our health bar and our health bar on that. And now, oh, my bad. We don't want to do that yet. Drag that out. We want our health bar, our forward, to be pointing in the direction that we want. So we're going to rotate at -90. And then we're going to drag those on. Alright, so now in our health script, we need one more variable, health bar, and that's going to be a transform. We can get rid of these two lines of code and just have it be health bar dot transform dot look at M camera. I don't think I need that. I think I can just do throw it in there for a good measure. So now if I go ahead and update this, I can drag the health bar in there. Go ahead and play this, and there we go. So now we have a health bar. So if I go and run into someone, you can see they're hurting me, and my health bar is going down. It is backwards though, which isn't a problem. We can just go in here, and also I wanted it a little more this way, and that's not alright. Undo that. Oh, actually, I can just take this health bar. Oops, what did I just do? What did I just do? Alright. What is going on right now? Alright, it's back to normal. In this health bar, we are going to move this over here to 0.75. This is 0, I don't know why it's all funky. And we're going to move this to -0.75. So now, move that back up. Okay, so now it should be fine, hopefully. Go ahead and play this. So now, yep. Alright, so my health is going down the right way. Everything looks good. I'm getting hurt. I like it. Just go ahead and save that real quick. Alright, so now that we have our health bar done, we are going to go ahead and we're going to make one more weapon, which is going to be a grenade launcher. And we also will probably, if time permits, I'll quick show you the video of making a barrel too. I made these, I recorded these because I could not commentate while I made them. People were around and I just couldn't. So, let's go ahead and watch this one real quick, and I'll commentate on it, and then we can look at the techniques and stuff like that. It's going to be really similar to the other ones. I'm just going to select our first turret, go ahead and duplicate it, and then I'm going to rename it Turret 3, although I renamed it Turret 2, but I quickly figured that out. I'm going to go ahead and hide Turret 1. And we are all set. So I'm just going to go ahead and delete all the barrels up here. And once I delete all those, I'm going to go ahead and delete this entire side ammo rack. We'll go ahead and add that in later. I wasn't for sure I couldn't figure out what the look I wanted for sure of this, so it took me a little time to kind of play around with. Now I'm just going to keep deleting everything, and I end up deleting the top. And I really ultimately just end up with this main base layer. And I go ahead and I'm pretty sure I delete, yeah, I'm going to flatten this all out by using scale X0. And again on the other side. Alright, and then I'm going to delete all the edge loops, I'm pretty sure. Yep. And again, I'm just using Alt, Select, and then X edge loop. Alright, so now I got a boxy look, and I'm going to go ahead and start extruding this. So I added an edge loop. I'm going to extrude this ring of faces out a little bit, so we kind of got this front look. Next, I'm going to extrude it out again along the y-axis and then scale it in, so we kind of got this, I don't know what this look, what is this? It's an octagon, but it doesn't look like an octagon. So I'm just scaling it down, kind of making it look what I want. And now I'm going to make my cursor to the middle by using Shift S, cursor to selected. And then I'm just going to go ahead and add a ring in here using Add Mesh. And then change it down to 8 vertices. I got to get out of face mode, remember, and I'm going to rotate it along the y-axis 90 degrees and scale this down, and this is going to be the barrel. It's going to be a bigger barrel from the other ones because it's kind of like a grenade launcher. But right now I'm just going to go ahead and fill this in. I'll extrude it out later in the video, so there's actually a hole in this one. I'm making these pretty low poly, all the turrets, because, well, in the gameplay, as you can see, it's really zoomed out, and you can barely even tell that you're changing weapons. We might zoom in the camera a little bit, but we're not really going to need a high poly, especially after we texture these things. We could look into bump mapping for the bigger object, maybe for the actual vehicle. But as of right now, we probably won't, unless it's necessary. Alright, so I'm kind of just adding some more detail in here, in case in the store we do actually have a close-up of this thing. We do have a little detail, more than nothing. So I'm just kind of making a pipe going up to this. Some wires maybe go up the pipe or something like that. I don't know. Just playing around. So we got a basic look coming out. Now I'm going to kind of keep playing around with the look. And I'm going to end up adding a little hole chunk right here. And how I'm going to do that is going to use Control R, add an edge loop here. And then I'm going to also first flatten this out because there's a little indent right there and I didn't really like that. Alright. So now that I have this edge loop, I'm going to add another one along this side. And it's going to take me a little bit to get them all in because I ended up placing this one a little too low, so I have to go ahead and delete those and redo it, and eventually I get it right. Just making sure the edge loop, when I move it up and down, doesn't affect the front. And then we're going to go ahead and delete these two faces, and then we are going to go ahead and extrude this pixel out along the y-axis and then extrude it over here, and then we're going to go ahead and connect all the faces by just selecting all of them and then hitting F. So pretty simple. They're not perfectly lined up, but you're not going to be able to tell, so it's not going to be a big deal. So now that got that filled in, so now we kind of got this indent going on. The shape's kind of getting a little better. Again, just still playing around with it. Now I'm going to go ahead and I believe I put the ammo tank on the side, unless I think I messed around with the sides actually first. So let's go ahead and just watch this. I'm pretty sure I add another edge loop in here after playing around with this. Yep. And I'm pretty sure I'm just going to move these out. after I mess around with them and stuff. I didn't really like that look, so just messing around right now. Again, you guys don't have to follow exactly. I'm just kind of showing you how I model my techniques. Takes practice. You don't get good and fast and knowing all the buttons by just watching a video. So go ahead and just make random stuff. It's fun. Just go ahead and make a chair here and there, make a wheel, make a car's pretty impressive, but just make objects, common day object, cups, glasses, trees, just easy stuff first, and then you can go ahead and move on to more advanced stuff. So I just ended up just scaling it out, and I'm going to go ahead and clean up these edges because the shading is weird, and I ended up just, there's extra vertices here, so I'm kind of actually wasting time right here. But I just ended up deleting all these vertices and then filling in the faces again. So we have this nice look at our base. Yeah, so just practice. You don't even have to make stuff for a game, just make stuff. Practice makes perfect, and it always helps. And eventually you'll get to the point where you're modeling and you're not even thinking about how you're doing it, which is pretty cool. And then when you get to the point where you make stuff and you're like, oh my god, I just made that, it's a great feeling. It's very rewarding. So after I get all these filled in, I'm just going to play around with the middle, just moving it out a little bit, I believe. But overall, we have the basic look. So next we're gonna go ahead and add the ammo case in the next video. So I'll go ahead and close that. Oh, there it goes. Alright, so all I did real quick was went into the turret 1, and I'm just going to copy this entire ammo case over. So I'm just selecting everything, and then I'm gonna go ahead and duplicate it and then separate it. And then hide the turret 1, and then we're gonna go ahead and join these after I might clean it up a little bit and move it around. Alright, deleting this bottom edge loop because I don't need it, and also just cleaning up the sides a little bit, no big deal. Alright, so now I joined them using Control J, and I'm just gonna connect it to the base down here and scale it down, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to add another edge loop just to get a nice look going in here. Alright, scale that down so it fits in the hole, and then I'm just going to go ahead and extrude this out just like I did into that little indent that I had going on that I put in earlier. So there we go. Now we got our ammo tank, and I believe that is all. Yep, so that is everything for the grenade launcher we're going to do right now. So it's pretty low face. We're up in almost 200, but I'm going to go ahead and extrude the barrel in just like I said earlier. So, but yeah, otherwise that is that. Alright, let's quickly pump out this barrel before the 30 minutes run out. This is going to be a quick little video just how I'm making a basic barrel. Probably actually could make it faster than I could just show you, but alright. So I'm just going to go ahead and delete everything and add a circle, and I believe I put it as 8 just because it's going to be a little more circle-y, and you're going to want it rounder rather than doing a 6 like we were doing on the barrels. But I just extrude it up, and then I'm going to add an edge loop, put it in the middle, and I actually am going to delete the top and then add a mirror modifier on this real quick and make it to the Z-axis clipping. Alright, now I'm going to add some edge loops in here, and I'm just going to extrude it out. And how I'm extruding it out if we look at this, how I'm extruding out along the X and the Y-axis but not the Z, is you click X, Shift, Z. So you put Shift Z so you don't want the Z-axis. It's kind of weird, I know, but that's how you do it. So I'm just extruding these out a little bit, and then I'm going to go ahead and add some more edge loops in here. I first off put 2, and I kind of figured that's a little too many ripples. So I went ahead and just deleted one, and then I'm going to go ahead and use the click this ring and just extrude it down using the clipping. It clips in the middle, and then I'm going to reposition these. So now we have our okay looking barrel. Nothing too fancy, but it's gonna work for what we do. Now we're just gonna extrude the bottom in. After we extrude it down first. I did that a little later, I guess. There we go. Just clicked it all and then extruded it straight down. Next, we're gonna make the little cap that's on barrels, and we're just gonna. I was just gonna move it over, as you can see right here. But the shading kind of gets all weird if you just move it over like this, and then the shading. You can see the shading is all bad, and I didn't like that at all. So I went ahead and just separated this indent by, there we go, by duplicating it and then deleting everything, and then I'm just going to fill in the outside, and then I'm also just going to move this over, shoot it up so it's kind of like two different objects inside the object. Now we're just going to go move it down so it's inside the barrel. Next thing we're going to go do is we're just quickly going to go save it and apply the mirror modifier, because there's a bottom cap and we don't want that, so we're just going to go ahead and hit L and delete. And there we have it. We have a pretty simple barrel. So I hope you guys liked this episode. Next time we'll probably do some, well, we'll probably make the grenade launcher, import that, and get that going. And then we'll work on some particles, I guess, because there's going to be an explosion when the grenade blows up. And then we'll also work on the barrels exploding. So you'll be able to place barrels, and then when you shoot them, they'll blow up. So we might be able to put mines in here too. We were thinking mines and barrels. We don't really know. The thing with mines is there's so many enemies, and people just walk on them all the time. And with the barrel, it's a little more control, because whenever you shoot it, it goes off. So we kind of like that aspect. But we will be covering that next episode. Hope you guys like this video. Subscribe. See ya.